me. Eh, uh, all right. I can still listen to music. That's okay. I can still listen to music. That's okay. I can still listen to music. I can still listen to music. What happened to my shit? All right, without the mic, it's gonna be original. All right, weird. Okay, let's do this. Good. Oh boy, this is the worst time of my life. This is the weirdest and worst time of my life. Playing this. Oh my god. Oh my head. Why did I should have left the damn window open. I didn't even use my mouth. Oh. Alright. Anyways. Finally here. Whatever. We are here. We are here. This is your boy Element Reps. Alright. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. Good evening. Basu. 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 This is your boy, Element Reptile. What's going on? Forget about my how I said it, all the noise going on right now, this background, because I lost my mic. My window fell down and it broke a stand. And I'm making sure everything is okay, but not my mug, man. My fucking mug's all broke up. Oh shit. Anyways, I'm gonna be right now. I'm gonna continue. Well, right now I'm gonna be continuing it. My this one post I'm trying to be making. I already been doing ahegao for Black History Month, but I didn't even post it up a bit. I will do it right now, and then I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's Photoshop, it's graphic design, it's whatever it's gonna happen. So let's get into this. That's your boy Element Reptile. Don't forget to like, subscribe to my channel, and enjoy this. Fuck this. I like this music. Alright. Oh, sorry about that. I just gotta check. I have my old laptop fell too, so it was kind of a harsh thing to look at. Make sure you don't lag out on me, man. Alright, fuck it. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. I haven't done. No, I should be working on this meme for quite quickly, but I get lazy. You know that I understand. I understand the depression right now. You guys are probably like, bro, like, what's going on with him? Why he's just backing off of some shit? What's he doing, bro? Is he smoking? I wish I was smoking. Number one, I wish I was smoking because that'd be funny. Pero I'm not. Maybe I can do it. Yeah, but I'm not smoking. I wish I was. I was just lazing off. I just had a recent interview with with another job I was thinking I got into. Hopefully I got into, what I want it to be. Which it would be a cool thing. It would be a cool thing. Yeah, again, it was a 15-minute interview. So yeah, I am looking for another place, so that's why. I hope. And it wasn't, and guess where? In Orlando. But in the end, we're to it. So, so is another thing here too, guys. This is a very small stream. That's another to kind of remind you guys. This is a very small stream for today. It's not going to be as frequent, long as what I did in the last ones. My last stream, part of it was blocked, and I knew it. I knew the Jersey Club was fucking it like copyrighted. Yo, Jersey Club is pretty fun. Why cancel it? Why block me? Why block my stream if it's not? If you didn't tell me it was copyrighted, why block my stream, man? Jersey Club ain't that popular until I realized. But not as popular as. Well, it's actually more popular. I think I bet right now. I hope Jersey Club actually. Jersey Club, I hope you are much more famous than freaking Drill. That's another question. I hope Jersey Club is much more famous than Drill. Also knows what more famous should be is a trend. A trend that I'm doing right now. And I'd be wondering to myself, I'd be asking to myself, yo, is the meme still alive? I ask. Anybody. Even though I don't exist in front of your eyes. Is the meme still alive? That's a question I like to ask. I'm sorry, guys. I know my mic. I don't have my mic right now. I don't have my mic. I lost my mic. But at the same time, my mic is pretty shitty. Too. So I'm starting to not use that mic. I'm going to use my phone's mic. Because my mic Right now, it's already in it for a year, and it's just sounds very terrible. So I'm gonna get another mic. Hopefully. Knew something up. I knew something up. I knew something was up. No, 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 he's not that buff. My boy ain't that buff. Son of a bitch. This meme has been around for how many times? I need to ask. Like I want to ask, how big is that meme? I wonder why. Well, actually, hold on. How big is this meme? How long? How long? Hold on, hold on. Let me go check right now. How big is this meme? The naoya zenin meme. Okay. Let's see. On Twitter. What was the very first? The hair flip. I know it's on TikTok. The first family. When is the first fan art? What was the first fan art? I'm not trying to look. I want to see it looking for the fan art. That is a Western version. That's a Western version. No, I don't think so. You have to check. I think I have to check on Twitter as well. I might have to check on Twitter on that one. But in the end, no. Mm, yeah, that's just gonna be on. It's gonna be solely on Twitter, without a doubt. But I hope I get. But I hope I will find out. What you guys are thinking? What? You guys lock away because you're not happy with the fact that I'm talking about the Naya's enemy. Well, I'm drawing the Naya's enemy. Okay, it's just with my characters. Oh fuck. What? What else? Maybe to this part. It's a short stream either way, so I won't. I'm probably just gonna finish this till 8:40. Let's see this right there. Right there. That's what should be. But am I right? Would this be right? Would this be wrong? I don't know. Ah, shit. Fake quarter ass nigga. Wow. Why am I? Well, I haven't drawn my character even got into a fight. So. He's got villains, but I never draw him facing off his villain. Actually, I did. I just feel like, yo, it's too. Face of fear. Like, or at least like, be a genuine character that fails. Not every great, powerful hero just pops up magically and gets superpowered magically. No. Whenever there's a final battle, he's got to fall. He or she's got to fall. He's got to learn defeat and accept it. The best way to be powerful is to learn of failure. The best way to be successful is experiencing defeat. Once you experience defeat, you get to gain that experience and then say, you know, I'm prepared again. I'm ready to see him again, see her again. And then you do your best. You remember. You remember next time what happens. I learned defeat. I learned great defeat. I remember one time I lost. I made mistakes. And when I came back, I said, I'll not make that mistake again. Well, not really, but eventually you're going to make mistakes. That's never going to escape. You'll never escape mistakes. It's just that's life. However, that's not what I'm talking about now. What I want to talk about too is one is the naoya zenin meme. It's been pretty quite around ever since the third season of Jujutsu Kaisen came out. Yeah, I seen some good clips when the infamous fucking hair flip he did. I don't know, Choso. Him against Choso. I was kind of preparing this for some really good events, some really good main events. This guy. So I'm just right now I'm just focusing. I should put more other characters, but yeah, I want to play with the same old similar character. These are my OCs. The fuck the details, man. All the details are back. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah. It's just okay. I don't want to draw another character. That's fine. I want to draw. Fuck. I guess I have to do it. God damn. I guess I had to do it. Motherfucker, I had to do it. Let's do it. Either way. Or I'm not gonna even gonna make it through this. I'm probably not gonna make it through this. Just when I thought everything may fit, and then I had to realize I didn't do the best. I did not. Maybe. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Why not? Why not? At this point on, like, God damn it. I hate this. The fact I had to do this shit. Why not? Let's do this the proper way. Yeah, the chest, the crest, everything. It's like getting to it's like well, this is getting it's more stressful than I don't know. It's are not if not as stressful as looking through the Epstein files and realizing he played Fortnite. Motherfucker actually played Fortnite. Actually, the real question is: Did Epstein did Epstein go to furry porn? That's the big question. I get it. Yes, he did some heinous crimes. No, are you kidding me? Wait, let me reframe that. Yes, we all know with the files that have been released and with the most traumatizing shit known to mankind. Yo, did you really go to Five Nights at Freddy's Uta? That's I had to repeat it myself all over again because that is a topic worth I want to talk about too. I mean, it's said while I am you know trying to redraw this meme that has already have been trending for quite a time. That's a it's that it's kind of it's a more curious thing to yeah it's a more curious topic to talk about. Like, did he really go to animations? But that's another. But another part is okay. Where did he get that account on 4chan? Like, how did we find out about that? Unless 4chan knows. And we all know 4chan is this freaking cesspool of I don't know white privilege or like white supremacy, some shit like that. I don't know. 4chan I don't do 4chan. Thank God. I know we all know about 4chan. We all hear about 4chan. It's basically like a board area, but we ain't about that stuff. We ain't really about that. I ain't really about that stuff. The 4chan I know going to is usually MySpace back in the day. Never used the 4chan area. I used way more niche things. Weirder niche things. Way more weirder niche things. I don't know about that 4chan shit. I introduced myself in Rule 34 for I think back in like no. I introduced myself Rule 34 2016. How do you do it? Maybe his arms are not right. Well, what was that? The Western one. There was a Western one. There it is. Fuck, on Instagram. Yep, he is Western. Illustrated anime. Oh, yes, he's definitely in the club. Definitely in the club. And he's just starting. No, I'm in for it. I'm in for it. But upso to this point up. To this point up, I had to ask. This is what I was saying. Yeah, the zenin meme. That one I had to kind of work. I'm working on right now. Is this still alive? Is it really still alive? Hi. Is the zenin meme still alive? Which I'm seeing right now. Perhaps so, yes. It's been around for quite some time. It's still around. It's still fresh. It's still fresh in everybody's memories as we all sing. As we're all seeing. So yeah, that's a check. The next thing I want to talk about too, maybe it's in my mind, or maybe I could just record it and just repeat this over and over and over and over and over and over again. That just to annoy my roommates and my neighbors out there and telling me to please stop talking for 1 minute of your life. But it's that yet again the naoya zenin. But also, again, did Jeffrey Epstein goon to furry, or was he a furry? I see new, which is a very which even as a horrible, the heinous, traumatic thing that finally is exposing everyone, all sides of the spectrum. It just caught my attention that there was also self-insults in the niche culture thing. Because look, as a person who had a dog that we saved, and I took care of him for all of his life until he passed away. As a kid, I remember I was a kid not looking into furry, but looking into a website called herpy.net. Yes. Let me repeat that again. As a kid, I delved myself into a niche, into a Rule 34 site similar to that, but it was for furries, right? However, I was not into furry as a kid. Think of it. My stage name is Look Down, Elements Reptile. I was much of a scaly kind of character. Yep. I've seen all kinds of weird ass arts on like, I guess, dino sex art and dragons, but they're like anthropomorphic as a kid, you know? But I was like, what, 11 years old when I was looking at that kind of stuff? And herpy.net opened my view. But I also, funny enough, here's the thing. The arts were quite intriguing, number one, but I was actually more intrigued the fact that they had the name of the artist. So rather than just typing a topic that seems very recognizable and perverted, but even though I was a veteran gooner at the age of 10, okay? So yeah. But yo, I mean yo. I like skates. I watched that when I was a kid. Yes. I watched that as a kid. I know, call me a weirdo. But I'm talking about that topic with Jeffrey Epstein into Five Nights at Freddy's, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's Futanani. He has to got influence. He as a horrendous, vile, fucking demonic of a freaking creature he is. He was appalled that such a culture existed that he didn't know. Okay. Let's make this clear. What if Jeffrey Epstein, besides doing all that various heinous pedophile shit, he stopped doing it because he was just too fascinated on furries, right? Even though he was into Yuri anime, which affected the weak mood. And aside from that, right? It's been said, what if he just decided, you know what? Kids are not just enough for me. That is fucked up. Imagine he just decided to say, like, in the middle of his horrendous crime, right? He just starts thinking, you know, children are not doing it for me, man. I need something more. And he decided to go after the furries. That's wrong. But it's curiosity, man. I mean, it's not like I went to the link of the animation of the SFM of Yuri of like Futa lesbian, you know, animatronics that is on Rule 34. Okay, maybe I did take a glimpse, but not because I wanted to see the action. I really just want to see the comments of the recent comments of that animation. I'm pretty sure right now the artist that made that is pretty much appalled, or is probably gonna have to have a huge talk to his Five Nights at Freddy's community regarding to that kind of stuff, because I don't know if he's gonna keep on working on it, man. I don't know if my boy if my homeboy who's making some good content on Patreon is gonna keep on working. I hope he. Uh, I would say for the best of him, take a hiatus. Not don't tell him to not do you know porn animations, but take a break, keep it a low profile for a moment time being, and then you go back doing that stuff. You go back. I mean, that's what Patreon is basically. Patreon Patreon did not exist because of just YouTube content and PewDiePie and my boy Chris Smooth or KRS1, right? No. It was founded by artists who Patreon didn't say a thing about regulating who about creating NSFW. It says, bro, if you make the content good and quality, you get paid, and people pay them. And man, once they get paid even more, it enhances them with such high quality of Overwatch. That's another thing. Yeah. That's that. And regarding to what, let's go back to the topic again with Jeffrey Epstein, right? I don't want to say, look, I'm not going to condemn this guy. No, you should not condemn the artist like Jeffrey Epstein, found on 4chan and shared it to his girlfriend or wife, wherever the fuck he thought just laying this, and then not notice the artist, right? Because Reddit users do like that shit. On top of that, this is in regard to what's going on Twitter. Like a lot of the people who are into the cute and funny kind. Fuck it, I'm like cute and funny kind because my code word as the lolicons, right? A lot of we had to kind of give him an upset because the fact that for a long time, a lot of the people who are considered remember, I'm not into that community. I'm not either into that whatever the community is. I am probably just jumping over by the interest of what I can see that sees me fit. But I'm not gonna call myself a hypocrite because if I say no, I did not do that. I'm not into this. No, I'm not fully into there. I am a geek that dwells around there. And with various information, yes, but am I a full-fledged furry, full-fledged? I don't have figurines. I stay silent and enjoy what they have, what each of those communities have. And I too am not gonna lie at anything, but I'm a gooner. So, but I said, that's what I'm saying, that a lot of the fans who are Yuris, right, a lot of the fans who are Yuri people and furries that will always chastise and attack the lolicon community for just being calling pedophiles and Epstein disciples and the Diddy freaking Diddy offsprings or shit like that, the Diddy servers or some shit like that, right? Only to find out, and I was looking at it on Twitter, that the majority that Epstein liked when it comes to anime, when it comes to furry art, which not that stuff is not all the time bad. Epstein liked more Yuri and furries and weird furry futanardi than lolicon. And a lot of people would think that because of his heinous pedophile crimes that he's committing towards kids, how he cannibalized the kids, how he raped these kids, right? How he manipulated, he drugged, spiked them and make them and pick these orphan children up, even making baby factories with 16-year-old teenage girls, very just traumatic, horrendous, just like you can't even make a horror movie because it's already a horror movie itself, kind of shit. You would think that way, that all that relates to his liking, that he may have been a lolicon himself, only to realize that he wasn't. Because he was literally committing horrendous crimes with literal children. Now, I'm not trying to say that, look, the lolicon community is the most based. I'm not going to defend that. I mean, okay. I said again, I delve into it because I'm quiet. I don't want to get into arguments. But I got to hand it to them, yo. I gotta hand it to them, yo. Hey, look, I do like there are some, and then they have the lolicon community. I mean, I have waifus who are of the cute and funny kind. Usually they're not like fucking that, not like fucking like the like Anya. Don't compare that. No, pero like characters like Zenin Zone Zero characters like Jufufu, Psycho Yonabayashi from Tokyo Ghoul, Tatsumaki, Frieren, those characters, right? That's what. Okay, but even though those people who say that, when I say, "Oh, I like those characters," unfortunately, you get attacked because they're petite. They don't believe petite women exist, and they call you queens of Epstein, disciples of pedophile. This pedophile, like that. Like they literally watered down that until today. Tonight is the day that they got it to them. They got it to them, and turns out that community which I'll have to give it to them, but hey yo, man, it served them right. It served the Yuri and furry community right, because they themselves they have some sort of agenda or some shit like that. But yet at the same time, let's just not pretend that the lolicon community is not a civil place too. They are unhinged on some of their shit too. Blue Archive, I get it, they're fiction. I understand. Separate fiction from reality. You always must do that. But you don't have to shove it up to in the Steam's face all the time. I get it. The crying emoji and the anger and the little mark emoji. Yeah. But sometimes they just go too far. That's what I'm saying. However, I am not going to be a hypocrite, because I myself had waifu characters who are of the cute and funny kind. I have waifu characters, right? That is me proving myself that I'm not a hypocrite. Because I do share some stuff like that. I let me rephrase that. I do share characters on Twitter X, but most likely big titty characters. Not too like that. Besides, they're not even real. They're not even real. You're gonna defend Mary Kitagawa, right? And the people who defend that too, right? The people who defend that, yes, are like the normies and shit. But but also the same community who were harassing the lolicon community, and then who are harassing them too, harassing two chibi reviews. Yes, I don't agree with much of chibi reviews, but I do agree one thing: you can't let someone who who doesn't separate fiction from reality, which includes anime, on your side, on your side, or let people to speak out loud of his or her mouth, because motherfucker's too insane, right? Like a character like Fioretta from fucking like Sentenced to Be a Hero, that's a lolly because that's a goddess. She is a goddess, thousands of years old. She acts in a way. Well, what she will act childlike, yeah, for your defense on one hand, but on the other hand, when there's combat, when there's this and this going on, like the flip side change. But you guys want to pay attention because you're thinking this guy, this is just. I see a lolly character. I think of pedophilia. I see pedophilia. I see pedophilia in this nation, Japan. That says a lot about you than a lot about Japan. That says a lot about you and a lot about Japan. If you want to see, if you want to compare that, if you want to think of talking about pedophilia or problems all over the world, please talk about Nigeria, talk about Yemen, all right, and talk about the shit that's going on right now with the Epstein files. Even though Epstein, in the end, liked furry. Now we need to let's confirm that to ourselves. What if Jeffrey Epstein himself wasn't furry? Okay, if Jeffrey Epstein that saw that and was fascinated, I don't think he is a furry. He was just a degenerate. That's for all I can know. He was a sick, depraved degenerate that just like every normie believes that kind of art, because of how anthropomorphic it looks and the anatomy of the character, happens to be all of the community. You all know, I know also half of you already know that the furry community is not always that. Much like the anime community is not always shonen, nor is always hentai. No, it's not always that. Although a lot of normal people who are close-minded or patriots or other cultures, this is all around, and think that way. They don't, right? We're going to be real with you. They think that way, but they're not. They don't think that way. They do not think that way. The majority of the anime, of the weeb community and the furry community don't think that way. It's just the new people kingdom. Or maybe it's the kind of people who that invaded that kind of space within the anime culture. Because remember, you gotta understand, we're going back to Lolicon again. Lolicon is a peculiar community or culture within the anime. It's a peculiar community within the anime culture. Let's keep that real. It is a peculiar community, is a community within the anime culture. And on top of that, it is a body type. It is a body type. Sure, yes. There are characters that are children-like, coded, child. Yes. However, it's not like you're gonna say Anya Forge is a Molly, because she didn't develop a sort of mature packing or something that will prove to us, okay, she's certified. No. Because when you're watching Spy X Family, you're seeing a daughter of a pretend family that looks like a genuine family, right? That's what we're all thinking. We're not thinking anything sexual. No, who wants to do that to Andy? Ew. No. However, age in anime or in animation is completely fiction. In fiction. Because it's fictional. These characters don't exist. They don't exist. Though, at the same time, you cannot push that too far, because you don't want the one side that defends that certain culture that many people can disagree with you with, thrive or just get too mighty, get too cocky. You can't have that. Stay careful with that. You gotta stay careful with that shit. But at the same time, many people who say that get exposed too. So it's a huge wild web of things. It's a huge wild web of things. So whether or not Epstein was captivated by furry porn or what, but I'm pretty sure he didn't. I think his idea, his interest to that, because with the new files that showed that he was with, and I was watching a lot of like this one VTuber was looking at the files and the notes and the testimony saying that he did spoke with a tech and hospital tech and Sony. Fuck. Like, this guy was everywhere. This guy was literally a true antagonist. No joke. Like, Epstein was literally a true antagonist for that shit. I think he was more an antagonist than P. Diddy. No. Actually, no. P. Diddy was just a disciple. P. Diddy was a disciple. Jay-Z, which was what caught my attention. Now, again, listen, I don't listen to hip hop or R&B. I do listen to a bit of R&B, but I don't listen to a lot of hip hop and all that and pop music or Def Jam or Motown, all that stuff. Sometimes R&B, but even so, R&B, I don't want to listen. I'm an electronic dance music kind of person. The music you're listening to behind right now is very, 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 very EDM, very drum and bass, very jungle, very techno. Because my ADHD feels it that way. Anyways, but what that got my attention was Jay-Z. By when it came to like the protests, like the Black Lives Matter protests, even though that was funded by two radical Marxist women who think they were standing for their community, or reality, they were standing for anarchism. That was in fact. Like, that one caught my attention. They wanted, as a matter of fact, I hear guys like Saros. I hear guys like various other YouTube channels I follow. King Black Knuckle, no. King Black Knuckle's not here. Monte Sensei, no. But King Black Knuckle, I suggest you should listen to him. He's pretty good when it comes to black content artists. But I think various others, mostly on the hip hop world. YouTube is a clusterfuck of millions of different communities. There's millions of fucking communities there. Disney adult communities, goth community, fucking horror, everything, man. Sorry about that. But yeah, we want them gone. My question to this is in this stream is, hey, yo, like how down bad was about that Five Nights at Freddy's? Let's go back to that. There's some good artists out there, I'll tell you that. I can't blame him. I can't blame him when it comes to that kind of stuff. Hey, yo, Rule 34 artists actually do much better work than even Sony Pictures can do. I won't be surprised right now. I follow a lot of these Patreon artists, right, on Twitter X, and I would see some amazing fucking works. You should follow. There's this one guy I follow that I'm waiting for another animation. It's called. His name was what? Drills 3D, 3D drills. Yo, I saw one of his first time I saw his one of his animations was with Judy Alvarez from Cyberpunk, and just her, just hopping it on. I've never seen such attention to detail known to man like this was on the hub. This was on the hub before Florida decided to cancel the hub. Like I've never seen such attention to detail in my freaking life. Whenever I saw this character, it was so like unbelievably well detailed. Like the fucking the direction and planning. It had storytelling. It has just for that 4 minute animation. It's just her writing you slowly, pero it's the background noise, the shading, all that, and I'm thinking to myself, yo, like, is this person was this from a studio or what? Because I know a studio like Cyberpunk Edge, like Product CD, would never make something like this. They would make something borderline. They would do something borderline in a way, like etchy borderline, but never this scale, yo. I'm seeing, I'm seeing everything, titties, ass, everything, and yet I am surprised that there was this attention to detail. And then came not only that 3D artist, another 3D artist came to play. Hydra FFX. I know too much, man. I know too much. I know way too fucking much, man. I know way too fucking much. But yeah, that artist, yeah, I follow him. I follow them. What's up? They got some fire quality. Well, that motherfucker, those people have some fire quality. Hydra FXX. You know what's also have a best quality? None other than the great, no, not the Pixin. Sorry, but the Pixin, she's done. All right, I'm sorry. I don't like. I prefer Maple Star. Let's just say that. That is to this day the most goated 2D animated hentai artist of today is literally the one of history. And that's none other than Maple Star. Maple Star is by far the most goated. That bitch, a she, and it's a she. She takes time. You would not believe how much time spent on that kind of stuff. If 4 months or 4 to 3 months, is the process of making her animations, it is worth the wait. You be like this. We're talking about some Avatar level, like, attention to detail. We're talking about Avatar level attention to detail. All right, and and she got 2 million followers right now on Twitter X. Some crazy shit. Crazy shit. Attention to detail. You get fooled. A lot of people get fooled, which is that's how good she animates. If you get convinced that the studio that made a porn parody of Naruto, of your favorite characters from Jujutsu Kaisen to Spy X Family, you be spellbound. You be spellbound that it's made by one person on Patreon. And I think that's what, again, Jeffrey Epstein should have done. I think that's what Jeffrey Epstein could have, aside from the fact that, I don't think that's going to change either way, because, people say that Epstein died or killed himself and stuff. Like the mainstream, like the media will say, no, he killed himself because we took the photo of his death. We saw how the way he was hanged. I was like the way he was hanged was, he could have gotten up. He didn't need to hang himself. And that there was no way that a bed that low who is able to kill someone. No. You could die when someone's pushing you down with that rope. That I think that way. But that's what I'm saying. However, it gets more outrageous than that, right? It gets way more outrageous when I started to see in Five Nights that not only was that there's the Five Nights at Freddy's thing, but was the fact that apparently by the conspiracy, I mean, look, the algorithm is feeding you shit that I guess that you need to take a break, all right? I already slept and took a break. I go outside, I swim, only to come back to YouTube like I always do, and into the internet and realize that apparently Jeffrey Epstein plays Fortnite. Man, Jeffrey Epstein plays Fortnite. I am discouraged that he did not make a YouTube account and made it like private. He didn't need to voice himself. Of course not. He would get caught, right? But him playing Fortnite is probably the most skeptical shit known to mankind, because how can a guy at that age, Jeffrey Epstein died as a middle-aged person, but he died 50-something years old. He died 50-something years old. There is no way that Epstein would learn how to play Fortnite. And if so, it's going to have to take either at that time when he was alive, a young millennial or a Gen Zer like me to teach him to play Fortnite. Because I'm sure he does not know how to play Fortnite. Unless he knows how to play, GameCube and all that kind of stuff. But who knows? Who knows? He has an Xbox account, and if I could play Fortnite with, and I see him in a Fortnite gameplay, shit, you're not gonna catch me dodging him. You're not gonna see me play or be the teammate. Even so, I don't even play video games. That's the big question. It is a question very as curious as how Donald Trump, which has been with Epstein for quite a long time, in the news of does he know or not know who NBA YoungBoy was? That's another question. Did you release NBA YoungBoy because he was practicing his Second Amendment? Or did you release him because your grandson wanted him released and he was listening to his music? Let that sink in. He didn't release NBA YoungBoy from prison because he was practicing the Second Amendment. I think he released him because of his grandson. That's what I personally believe. I personally believe he released NBA YoungBoy because of his grandson. That to me is kind of solves the problem. And yet again, I may know, I may not know. All right. All I know is for the topic right now is that, did Epstein right now suddenly plays Fortnite? And if so, man, I feel like be aware with some of the Fortnite players who are on YouTube. Be aware with Ninja. Shit. You're gonna probably think, "Fuck, man, what if Ninja was in the Epstein list? Does that make me an Epstein? No. Shit. What happens if I wanted to watch Shiba Yugi, right? And then Shiba Yugi suddenly becomes a Yuri anime. Am I part of the Epstein list? No. You know, shit. I dress as a furry, but now that makes me an Epstein or a Diddy, or I'm part of the Diddy parties. We could watch. Now, this right here. Now, whether or not that's true, I bet. I mean, all I would say is go. Five Nights at Freddy's. Scott, the community is probably tweaking right now. It's kind of funny. Kind of fun to realize how it's clapping them back right now. But aside that, man, like we do know, well, we do see like hope for that there's justice. At least we're getting justice. Well, are we? That's another question. What is Tito Luigi Mangione? That he might get a death sentence. He's gonna get a death sentence. And he's out there shouting, screaming at the public, no this, no that. But it's not the problem. It's just it's the question that we all have to ask. What did he have a collection in the files, in the Epstein files? Does he have a good collection of, Chica and female Bonnie? Fucking, who knows? I mean, I draw Tinkerbell getting fucked by Bonkers the Bobcat. I remember that as a kid. I remember drawing myself with an original character. Laying down on top of me. Very peaceful shit. I post that on Instagram only for my sibling, for my family to say, like, bro, that's too sexual. I'm like, yo, what's sexual about it? What's so sexual about it? You know how long does it take to make an illustration like that? Unless you are a pro drawer all day, then this is nothing. This shit is nothing. It takes, like, I'm telling you, this shit might take what? More than 6 hours to complete a whole thing. But that's just reaching from sketch to base coloring. All right, let's see. So, Fortnite. Quick, what do you guys think? I don't know. Anyways, yeah. See, we did that. Moves to that part. It's like a mango flesh. I know that. Pero we gotta keep on discussing. I want to keep my voice going. I want to keep my voice going. You know, things are gonna things gonna have are getting a crazy turn after that. Whether freaking Charlie is gonna keep on talking about it or not, I don't know. We could continue this. I'm gonna probably make a video of this again and again and repeat this probably again and again and again until this thing is done. How? Yeah, I wonder how the motherfuckers like. Wait. I know that he. Uh, let's see. He's got this guy. Yeah, that. You got the beard, the goatee. I had to kind of stretch that bit. But Epstein. In the meantime, man, naoya zenin has been around. Bro, you want to imagine? You want to imagine? I can imagine in the wakes of the meme of the naoya zenin after getting after giving a clapping and get clapped in return by Chozo, getting a clap and getting a return clap by fucking by Maki. Yeah, man. I did see the episode of Jujutsu Kaisen with Maki when she had to kill the clan. She killed all her family clan. Yeah, that was dope. That shit was very Killer Kill based. That shit was very Killer Kill based. And I guess the backlash that I've heard too was I like the episode. I too was like, bro, I said that shit was fire. That shit was fire. And then show the dark side of things. Though I said, although despite of how that Japan felt about it, is that that her killing the zenin clan, but with a background music that did not fit within the story. That was been said too. That one, right? That one, I may not be aware with it. Well, most it's just us Westerners. Just let's put it that this way. Most us Westerners, we probably don't give a shit about that. We probably do not. All we like is just flashy animations and Sakuga, and you like oral farming Sakuga moments. That's just us. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to say it. We like flashy Sakuga moments, man. I'm just gonna be straight with y'all. Have you ever wondered why you got Corey Kenshin in the house doing this? You ever wonder why you got Jaden Smith's anime? It's because you guys made that. You guys made that. And then fan service, which Chainsaw Man has lots of fan service. Chainsaw Man has lots of fan service. Only for people, only for hypocrites to get exposed from it. You hate, I'm pretty sure, I bet you right now, these people that hate fan service have no any idea that Chainsaw Man is a fan service anime. They absolutely have no idea that Chainsaw Man is a fan service. I hope they did, and I hope they did their goodwill of just realizing now that they're the ones being exposed. If you show them, imagine if people loved Fate Strange Fate, right? Which is the new Fate anime that's coming up, that is up. Like think of what happens if the fan service started to grow, would be at the same level as Fate Tally Prisoner Alien, which is extremely, on the corny side. They would be screaming at the top of their lungs that it is such a Diddy Epstein party. Fucking Monogatari could potentially be one. Yet those same people who say that, are either tourists, but weeps no, because that's just the N word with a mask. But they're tourists. I can show them Shiba Yugi, and they're thinking there ain't no shonen fights. Where are the big flashing animations? Because they don't know that shit. But those same people will be hypocrites for themselves saying that because they secretly like Yuri. See. Oh, I have to do this. No. I know it's a broken. Oh, it's a real good one. Like the rib cage is ripped out. I mean, this is a dead guy. He's a dead guy. Your villain is very pretty much dead, like a corpse, much like poor Ninja. Poor Isaac. Uh, then this, see how far. Make sure you scribble spells. Very monkey. Oh shit, yes. Always remember that. Like this, very antichrist. Very antichrist. Just look right around. And then for you fuck. Well, uh, what's my Tourette's? Sorry, I got my Tourette's syndrome going acting up a bit. All my Tourette's not acting up. This is much better. Way better. Way better. Just this fabric. You see. Ooh, that's what I need. That's not. Oh, oh, damn, that felt good. It just rips and 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 rips. He rips the ball. What else do you have? A good ash. Uh, this part right here, this part has to be. I understand. I understand. It's sort of ripped, really ripped out, kind of congestion. Really ripped out. No. Actually, no. Something else. It was, yes. That part right here makes perfect sense in a way. It's a ripped, kind of like long sleeve. It was like a, no, almost. But I had to. No, the fix is already done. Now it's the real deal. Good shit. Oh, my high. I can ask. Yeah, I can ask. Or I can shrink. I can shrink a bit in size. No, not even so. Or no. Shrink the bone right here. Oh, I had to actually. Uh, I said it was going to be 40 minutes. Oh, shit. Didn't know. I ended up. I dropped that. All right. It's a remake I'm doing, so not on that one hand. I did send everybody, I did send that I am. Yeah, this is a short stream that I'm doing right now. So I had to redraw that one because that last one was kind of trash. So I had to kind of take a breath. I'm doing something else. I'm doing something familiar to that. So I had to make it. I had to choose references. I had to do that. So let's go talk back to the topic. I've been trying to make a video right now. Regarding to what's going down on Twitter, that kind of shit. Let's go to Twitter or quick about whether or not that has happened. Or I did make my topic already again and again and again regarding to Epstein. I we would like to do a recap of that. Let's just say, why not we do a little recap to that? No? Shall we? Shall we not? Or shall we? Or should we? No? Come on now. Don't tell me we can't. Not tell us that we can't. Because we can't. We can definitely can't. A ver. The moment I open this and it's already I got a robot from Zone Zero built insane. We're having new agents that are just waifu galore. Like, yo, but this is a villain. I know this bitch is a villain, without it, for sure. This character is a villain. This is not a hero character. This character is 100% a villain. Let me and then the reactions. Let me clink. Let me clink. She's giving me cell vibes. This is a villain. This is not an agent. Oh, please tell me. No, it's not. No, this is Vesper is a villain. She can appear later. Oh, she can. She can. She can appear like a villain. This character is possible villain. Yeah. Could be. But like, let me clink. Let me clink. My God. Already. That bullshit. But anyways, let's get to the story again. Let's do a full recap to what I wanted to talk about in this short stream. All right. I'll talk about in this short stream. Active personality of Element Reptile, right? Look, guys, I'm Element Reptile, right? I know I'm doing this on my behalf. I do want to talk about it. Maybe yes, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Maybe for so happens that, hey, man, look, if anything goes down, anything goes down. I understand, but I don't want to talk about this whole thing. I did repetitive one time. It was regards to the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. I mean, it says I'm live streaming right now, but this is going to be a short stream. But it has the title, Did Jeffrey Epstein Go to Five Nights at Freddy's? And that he has a stash. That's a topic that has been correlating for the past 4 days already over on Twitter X, which is the battleground cesspool, as y'all know. Though, you know, and it's been a curious question because it is almost another curious question that came to my thoughts too that I didn't talk about, but I did talk about New Year's Eve. You know, if Jeffrey Epstein moved to Five Nights at Freddy's, then that means too, did he have? That's as curious as how Donald Trump decided to release NBA YoungBoy, even though doesn't know who the fuck that nigga is. I think, personally, to me, NBA YoungBoy, the reason why he released NBA YoungBoy was because his grandson wanted to hear more of his bangers. I don't listen to rap music at all. I listen to EDM, electronic dance music. So everybody says otherwise. And then everybody says otherwise. Right here. In 4chan, this is literally straight from the Epstein files. This is in regard to his emails on 4chan and shit. Right? And it says right here, like, the friends, and this is the Gmail, I think this is the email that he had, gmail.com. Yes, Gmail. You know, J-E vacation. J vacation. And you know, and posted in 2011. There's amazing animations from 4chan. Now, Rule 34 wasn't released until late of 2011. Rule 34 was unleashed, I think, prior to, was after 2011. I think late 2011 or early 2012. That's when Rule 34 was on. But Five Nights at Freddy's was 2013, which is the weirdest part. But this was April 27th. Okay? maybe, or I'm mixing up my words. I'll probably cut this. I want to cut, but let's just say this. This right here in 2017, it well the whole thing in general. May 4, 2017, release sharing Gislane's, some good animations. I won't find out. I don't know the. I don't think he knows the artist name, but it said it is literally Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, if y'all don't know Five Nights at Freddy's, is that it is a game, is a well-known game that we already saw on movies. It's on Halloween Horror Nights. It's now on. It's been been a good run since 2010. Playing it from the first Five Nights at Freddy's to Five Nights at Freddy's Part 2, and so on and on and on throughout the 2010s to the 2020s. Now, this happened, and I wonder if he was really into it. I'm very curious as a monster if this guy was, as a hard fucking monster he was. Who was to say that he was a fan? But so outside from that, right? And all over on Twitter, and it showed possibilities of, and there was even more files where he was. It gets more outrageous that in his 4chan, he was into some Yuri shit too, like right here. It gets more outrageous that this one he was posting. Ooh, Yuri on 4chan. This is the funny story because in Twitter X, right? This guy is watches anime just like all of us, but fetish anime. Now, you know me, all right? I'm a gooner. I am a certified gooner. That's just something that there's no way to say that. Although, what's funny about this is that the character from Rock Solid, right? Was a fan of Yuri Tarts, your response, holy shit. The funny story of this, and I'm speaking of Yuri Tarts, right? Was that in the midst of this, a lot of people, like the people who are of the furry community and of the Yuri Girls Love community within the anime culture, although I'm not ready, I draw the characters, so I don't watch much anime anymore. Yeah, well, hell, boo-boo. No, do me boo-boo, right? The case is that, it's funny that these people would chastise lollicons, the cute, funny guys like Citus Arts and Chibi Reviews and a few others on the space. Even VTubers who have lolly like models. They will say, "Oh, these lollicons are pedophiles. This lollicons are creeps. They're Epstein disciples and all that stuff." Only to find out that there wasn't any evidence that this guy had lolicon content in his Gmail or in his account. It was full of fear of furry, futa, and Yuri, which is basically lesbian, part animation lesbians, right? Specifically enough, transgender, lesbian, hentai, 3D, made in SFM. Holy shit! I mean, this guy is something, bro. He tried to be cultured. I personally feel like, you know what? Even though as he was before he died, he could have stopped, but He didn't. I wanted to say that, but I don't think that would be justifiable because his demented depravity that had haunted all the memories of children and all of our lives, and that we're watching the files of this. You know, that is something you cannot forgive such a monster like this guy. This hard cracker piece of shit is rotting right now in hell, right? However, imagine he was just, in the middle of his time, doing his thing, his horrendous shit, putting a child in the bed with him ass naked, lubing him up or her up, lubing the child up. I just started thinking, those are not doing it for me. Kids are not doing it for me, man. I need something more outrageous. I need something more. Thinking, right? And the moment he saw this, the moment he saw Five Nights at Freddy's porn, like Five Nights at Freddy's hentai, Futanati furry hentai, furry, not all the furries, but yeah, furry, of just chica and transgender bonding, just banging it, anthropomorphic My Little Pony. Imagine that. He could, he could have done it. He could have stopped. He could have stopped. He could have said, this is a fantasy worth watching. This is a fantasy. But instead, he had his own fantasies to like. He had his own fantasies to search. Actual CP. That's the difference between him and the lolicon community. And I got to give it to them, the lolicon community. They proved the Yuri fans and the furry people right. Because if he was a lolicon, right, he would have had that. He had that stash. And they would be proven right from the other side as fucking creeps. Though the retards out there are completely dumbfounded now. That he liked their stuff. He had their interest, but on the most depraved way you can ever imagine. In the most depraved way you can ever imagine. Oh my god. It is such a get back right now. And everybody's right now going crazy. Everybody's going crazy right now. You just go to Epstein lolicon and then you see the favorite return. Like here he is right there. Epstein liked Yuri and furry stuff. Ghislaine was an uber redditor. Yuri Tarzan, Yuri fans, furries. Yes, because there's a difference between the radical Yuri LGBT that are tarnishing the LGBT and just not actual Yuri fans that, despite of gooning to the fan service, but also embracing the storytelling. And Reddit called lolicons Epstein dating bloods for years. But only to find the fact that he liked this. Epstein liked furry Yuri stuff. And these people right now are the Epstein disciples by their own logic. Like, these people, we would call them weirdos and creeps, managed to fight another day. We managed to remain victorious. It makes me wonder, bro, how powerful is the Blue Archive? How powerful is the Blue Archive? No, how powerful is the anti-collection? There's got to be some magic spell going on. Because, and not only that, man, it gets even more outrageous in the Epstein files, where we find out that Jeffrey Epstein even plays Fortnite, yo. He plays Fortnite. Now, this is a question I need to ask. How does he know how to play Fortnite? How does Jeffrey Epstein know how to play Fortnite? That is Now, that question right there is a huge danger to whoever taught them to play video games. I kid you not. This guy had an account, right? Of apparently, literally has freaking what? Thanks for your purchase for Frenzy for YouTube. Literally, he's got bucks paid for Fortnite dollars. Freaking from the Gmail. Hello, little Miss Jeff. Thanks for your purchase for Frenzy from YouTube. Now you did your purchase, you may watch your movie. Bro. He literally paid with the money. The Fortnite. That's in the Fortnite trap. There's making I don't know that's true. Which I don't know that's true. I don't think that's true. And he's active in Israel multiple times in the last year alone. Right here. This in media. Indeed it does. Right? It's just funny as hell. It's just funny as hell. That's something like that. AI Gemini, of course, is top all that stuff. Is there? It's this guy saying in dissident media. People are saying it all over the place. You know, I'm kind of upset too. When it comes to that, when it comes to Fortnite, I feel kind of discouraged too. I'm like, hold up a second. Nicolas Maduro may have a Fortnite character. He goes custom made. I'm seeing Jeffrey Epstein have a Fortnite account. How come PD does not deserve himself a character? He's got a special move. Divine baby oil, no? All Epstein, he did, if only did, marketed baby oil, made a commercial of baby oil. It would have been, he would have been well set in a Fortnite character. But instead of getting creeps like him in Israel, playing Fortnite. What kind of perks he has? Like, yo, this is from Keegan Plays, yo. This guy, now Fortnite YouTube is probably beacon. I wouldn't be surprised if actually how unsurprising would it be if he's playing a freaking Zelda Zone Zero to Gears of War. He's playing, we're seeing this guy play not only Fortnite, but to fucking Overwatch and Apex Legends. Yo, got a middle-aged man playing video games. We're playing Fortnite made by Gen Z and Alpha Kids, man. This guy was on a hunt. This guy was playing like a YouTuber. Secretly. Like, he's out of control. Look, V-Bucks, with freaking V-Bucks, $25 you actually can own things in Fortnite. You can actually get paid in Fortnite. That is such a fright, man. That is such a wild stuff. So, we're going to make this clear. So, this dude, Jeffrey Epstein, is a loves furry, loves Yuri, right? In the sickest, the most depraved way possible on the Yuri. He goes to Five Nights at Freddy's, only to conspiracy to be found alive playing motherfucking Fortnite. As in an Israeli account, getting Fortnite bucks in Israel. Holy shit, man. This is the most outrageous fucking movie, bro. I don't think EDP can compete with this dude. This white guy has, I think EDP got his black ass blasted millions of miles away from a white guy who's pretty much far worse than any other horrendous predator. This guy is way more worse in the world. And that for sure is going to be more to that, man. But I'm not going to get to that stuff. The only interest was, did he run Goon to find that's a friend? Personally, for me, I know that the furry community does not represent Goon. That I know for sure. Because he only knows finance that kind of stuff solely from the animations that maybe the furry community is going for. Well, who knows? I'm not part of those cultures. I do know, as a nerd, as a geek, I just jump around there because I need crossovers, and that's it to say. But I guess hope you guys like this. Appreciate it. Like, subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys, I'm Element Reptile. We see you next time. And fuck, I don't know what's going on. Oh, my God. Oh.